How are you all? I'm really honored to be a part of this conference. The topic I chose specifically for this because I feel that there is a lot of organizations over here who talks about the blockchain, but they are not actually telling that what goes into the designing process or how we can design effectively to get an investment from our stakeholders or to please our clients. So in this presentation, I'll not be only talking about blockchain, telling you about what to do, but it's actually a workshop. So you can take the notes and I can take your questions accordingly, okay? Just a small introduction about me. She already introduced me, so I'm actually, I work in Huawei, and also I support a number of startup companies, and also I'm a trainer. So I know, like, once you're pitching blockchain, you should you should also know about other technology as well to be able to effectively pitch the blockchain solution. And this designing process is very important because if you design your applications correctly, you will be able to satisfy your clients in a better way, and you can get the investments also. So I start with the contents. The contents, I'll go with the basics, like what is required to have an effective MVP, what is MVP, and then what are the different stages that is involved in the life cycle of a project. Like, I'll talk about the designing process, and I'll talk about the real application which I developed specifically for this conference. It's a medical app in which there is hospitals, there is insurance providers, and also there is patients. So there is a complete, and the objective of that is that we need to have a unified payment system on top of blockchain. Okay, so I'll demonstrate you that how I actually reached up to that level and what are the different components that goes into that process. Okay, so what is MVP? MVP is, once you talk about MVP, it's like a core thing. You are putting all of your core business values into a product in which you can judge the business impact of this, and you throw your product early into the market. You're not develop a whole product-like solution, but you are developing a small piece so that you can test the market early, and you know that whether your client is liking or not, or whether your stakeholders are being satisfied or not. So it's like a small process, like before the POC or after the POC, you develop a small MVP. And once the MVP is successful, or it's a minimal viable product, like the product actually contains the main core functionalities which are needed. So what it does is that it can test business early, like you will be able to test your business properly, that whether your business or whether your product is satisfying your business or not. You will be able to actually evaluate the product, that whether the product is right for the market or whether you need to change something, or you have to build something better. And then it's cost efficiency. That with cost efficiency, we know that with a live product or with a production with a complete life cycle, it will cost you more. So by developing a small MVP, you're not able to actually test the market, but you will be able to test it whether you can get the investment to scale on a larger scale. So all of these things matters. Okay, so what does it take to build a small MVP or MVP solution? Actually, there are a lot of projects which are going on blockchain, but they are not completing. Why they are not completing? Because we are missing something in the design process. Either we are not considering from a stakeholder's perspective what our market needs, or we are missing, or some links we are missing it. So designing or to understand the process is very important, like what are the different stages, like if you want to calculate a budget, okay? So you need to understand that, okay, blockchain looks a very fancy solution. However, you need to understand that it's an expensive solution also, So you have to understand from like what are the different stages that go into. It comes in the infrastructure. Okay, the first layer is the infrastructure. You know that in order to establish a blockchain solution, you need to have your proper infrastructure if you need to go about from a private perspective. And then you need to see that what for the application data structures, that you need either a public solution or a private solution. In some cases, your private solution, if there is something related to IP, so that where private solution comes in. And then we need to understand the business process, that whether my legacy system will support my product or not, or whether I need to change something in my legacy system. What is the market need? What is the legal framework that I need to comply? If I'm developing something in China, I need to comply with GDPRs, or I cannot take the data outside from China. So I need to take care of all the aspects of the legal part. And then it comes the strategy, like what would be the strategy? Because the one blockchain project, if you want to have a successful project, you need to have a solid marketing budget for that. Okay, you cannot like build something and you have some leverage for the marketing. You need to make sure that in all of the steps you are having the right budget from all of these steps. Okay, so what are the key considerations for designing a dApp? it all comes with a guiding principle. What is guiding principle? The guiding principle is that what sort of, you actually go to the client and you ask them that what sort of application do they need? Do they need a feature heavy application or a feature light application? With feature heavy, it's like a Microsoft Excel or a Google search engine. You have to have a specialized support or you have to have a decentralized support. With specialized support, let's say that if you want to build a healthcare solution, okay, you want to have a specialized support in which only the administrators or only the right people are the ones who can make the changes, okay? However, when it comes to decentralized support, you want the support from the community, okay? So you have to have the right guiding principle that what sort of things are the main core of my MVP? What are the things are really matters to my customer, okay? And then when we define guiding principles, we jump onto personas that, okay, what are my users? What are their pain points? What are their challenges? Whether my user, because one user can act in different ways. Like if, let's say that if there's accounting clerk who has a pain point in reconciliation. However, if she's working in a different way, she likes to, publicize the recipes if she's a cook. So you need to understand that what my personas is. Personas are the different participants in the ecosystem. And here, once you define persona, you actually define the roles of the application, okay? Then so once we are done with persona, we define the user stories that once my persona interact with my application, what is the exact value that he can get? Whether my solution is creating value for my customers or my personas or not. So after personas, we define the user stories. And then it comes from the functional requirements, okay, to satisfy my users or my clients, how I need to do. In this point, in the functional requirements, we don't care about what. We care about how my solution in order to achieve or to create a value, how I need to build the things, okay? And then once the functional requirement is done, then we talk about the technical requirements that, okay, if I need to build an app or a front end which involves like 2-3 layers, or it should involve a database. So what are the exact technical requirements? I may be needing a Hyperledger Fabric, and I might be needing channels, okay? So what are the technical requirements that can fulfill my functional requirements? Okay. Once you are done with technical requirements, then you can understand, okay, what my tasks are, how many resources that I need to keep, whether I need a front-end developer or I need a full-stack developer, okay? How many days I should be, keeping up my sleeves. What is the cost involved? So once you are interacting with the client, if they ask you how much the solution cost or how much the blockchain will cost, you should be taking the steps from the guiding principle towards the technical requirement and to the task. And then only you can know that, okay, whether with my budget I can be able to fulfill my solution or whether I have enough resources or I need something more. Okay, so let me quickly go to the designing process that if I talk about a blockchain application in which I need 3 parties, one is healthcare provider, one is insurance, the second is my patients. If I need to have a payment system on top of blockchain, what is the designing steps I need to keep? Okay, the first step, as I told you, that is the guiding principle that I need feature light, specialized, and secure application. Okay, I need to keep it. Then if I need to change something in my guiding principle, I need to have a solid business reason for that, okay? And then it comes that, okay, what are the different participants in my network? What are the different behaviors of my network? It comes like I need a patient, I need a health, and I need a provider, and insurance provider, okay? So there are 3 participants in my network. And then what my participant needs, a patient needs singular invoice payment should be traceable, that I need a single invoice, and then all the payments can be traceable or should be traceable. And to achieve that thing, I need to have separate channels, like I need to have invoices, and then if the patient or the insurance company provide the patient a receipt, he should tell exactly that how much balance should he remaining and he should directly pay to the hospital. He should not be having multiple invoices. Okay, so that's the requirement which can fulfill my guiding principle. And then comes the technical requirement that from the functional requirement, we derived into the technical requirements that, okay, we need to fulfill this requirement. I need a Hyperledger Fabric solution because it consists of permissions. Okay, and permission is a foreground or is a paramount thing for me, which I need to design for my solution. And then I need to have REST APIs that if I need to integrate with some third parties or some solution. So this is where the technical requirements are coming. So how we are deriving towards the technical requirement, we are coming from the guiding principle to the functional requirements and then to technical requirements. And if let's say that to fulfill my technical requirements, I need to have 3 developers which will be doing 5 tasks and the total cost will be 20K USD and the duration will be 1 month. So see, once you're following the process correctly, then only you will be able to understand what is my budget or how many resources I should need. Okay, so this is how you actually design your application. So here's a sample DApp MVP that, okay, in this application, I'm just putting the main core features that once a patient go to a healthcare provider, he can input his details, he can input like what services he availed, and then once he submit the request, should go to the insurance company, that the insurance will see the services, that okay, this service is are allowed, this service are not allowed, and how much I need to pay or how much the patient needs to pay back. So from the patient invoice, so here we are just developing a mock-up about like how I can design the app, like what sort of things are necessary for the app. So this is just a demo for how I can put the UI design correctly. Okay. So once you are designing a mock-up or once you are designing something, you should have to have a flow, a process flow for application, that if I need to understand or I need to tell my developers or my stakeholders that what are the different components of an app, that how this design process will work. So in this way, that once established this, I know that okay, once I have a requirement in which there is 2 hospitals, 1 public, 1 private. Once any patient will come to that hospital, the request. So in the first step, it will give the payment, and the hospital will claim the insurance companies about what payment has been claimed by the patient. And then what hospital will do in the second step, invoice issued to patient as per the terms, like we'll see the smart contract, that what are the terms are there in the smart contract and how much and what services are covered, what services are not covered. In the step 3, the insurance company will directly pay the patient or give the invoice to the patient that okay, this services are covered and you need to pay the balance to the healthcare provider. So this is once I develop a mock-up, then I actually design a process flow based on my guiding principles, that okay, what are the things that I need to cover and how the things will work. Okay. Here's a small demo. I just need to show you. If I can start the video. Yeah. So see over here, once I design something, now I'm showing you a demo that once the claim is created, it is going towards the payer. Like payer is the insurance company. And once the insurance company is receiving it, it can see that, okay, my name is Taha and these are all the email addresses and these are the services that I availed. So these are the things that the insurance company, once he's approving the claim, then it is directly going towards the patient. And the patient can see that how much is the balance, how much is the outstanding amount that I need to pay. So this is once my claim is processed, I can directly, with my debit card information, I can directly pay to the healthcare provider by filling all the information, and I directly pay. And once I paid this amount, then it will go to the insurance, to the hospital provider. Okay, and this transaction I can see on block 420. So this is just a demo that from getting a requirement from the client, how you can set up a process right. Okay, so what are the strategies for building MVP for a blockchain app? First, you need to identify the requirements, that what are the pain points for my customer, and you have to target the highest pain point, because for an MVP, because your MVP should be consisting of on the core functionalities. All right, so you have to understand that what is the main, so in that requirements, you have to put in the backlog the main important components. And then you identify that what are the frameworks that I need to keep. I need to keep React, I need to Angular, or I need to, what sort of application I need to create. And then I need to create a wireframe in which I'll just mock up and design the app, like how is the front end will going to look. Okay, and then I need to identify the structures that I should be needing a public solution or a private solution. And then of course that I'll be writing a smart contract for front end. So these are the strategies that you need to have in your mind once you're developing or designing an app. Okay, always remember, actually alignment with guiding principle is very important, that within all of your life cycle process, you have to first, once you have set up something, you have to stick with it. Or else you have to have solid business case if you're not following it. Okay, and then you have to have an agile approach pre-front because you'll be making a lot of changes. So the best approach is that you have to do in some different iterations. So normally we follow agile approach in the designing process and then focus initially on the core value proposition, that what values, what things can satisfy the customer first upfront. And then of course that you have to check the legal aspect also, that what my jurisdiction support, what sort of legal things I need to have in my mind. Okay, before actually I end, if you want to start, do start, but start small. Okay, because avoiding blockchain is not an option. But once you are getting promising results, then you can scale up. Okay, because once you're scaling, then there is no coming back. So you have to understand that all of the things are very important. All right, thank you.